Hey everyone, it's Brian from Your Paranormal. Hey, we like to start our Mondays off just to start the week off with something that we can really consume and digest. And today we're going to be talking about psychics and mediums during paranormal investigations. How impactful are they, and how to use their gifts in the best manner when you're conducting a paranormal investigation. So, let's say, for example, you've done 5 or so investigations with your group of 10 people, and none of you all are psychics or mediums. And someone had the idea that maybe one of their friends is pretty sensitive or a psychic or a medium and wants to join you on the next investigation. And they go in with you and they're having these premonitions or different feelings or visions or thoughts in their head that they get because they have these talents, and you're not sure how to particularly use them, if it kind of goes against the credibility of your group, if it's not quote unquote hard evidence. How do you go about using it? So from our experience, and of course we want to know your experiences when you add a psychic or medium to your investigation or your team in general. We have always been psychic or medium friendly. We want to make sure when they are feeling the way that they feel, or that they're having premonitions or visions or any of that stuff, we want to make sure that a recorder for our recorder role is jotting this down. And sometimes we even want to separate that team into maybe one half having the psychic and one half not having the psychic, and writing down exactly what the psychic is saying and trying to see if other people are experiencing the same thing, because that would just add to the whole fluidity of the whole situation. Now, the big thing is when you're using a psychic, I think the best way to use those gifts, or when you're actually, use all of the conversation and talking points throughout the tour, and you get a sense of what the psychic or medium is feeling, and using both of those different sets of facts to kind of spark the paranormal conversation. So during your EVP sessions, of course, you are mentioning all the stories and facts that you heard throughout the tour. For example, let's just say we went to Madison Seminary. There is almost always a tour guide when you rent out these big locations, and they're going to tell you all about the history of the location, what people have been experiencing, and of course you use those experiences throughout your investigation. During the EVP sessions, you'll ask, what year is it? Do you know when this building was built? We heard that some people were interacting with this spirit called Mary. Mary, are you here with us, for example? Now, what you do is, just like you're using that kind of emotional pull when you're doing EVP sessions and trying to reference the tour, you're going to do the same exact thing for when you're bringing psychics or mediums. And when you are discussing this with the public, for example, if you're sharing your evidence, of course, if you got some kind of good flashlight response or knock response, like 3 bangs in a row, hey, can you make 3 bangs in a row if you really are Mary? And that happens. Of course, you're going to reference the history of the location that you got in your tour, and you can say, for the skeptics, just for crazy coincidence, we heard 3 loud knocks when we asked for 3 loud knocks. We didn't just ask for it, we asked for these 3 loud knocks if Mary was here. And coincidentally, Mary was the name that was given to us at the tour. You use that same kind of logic when you're approaching skeptics, when you experience it through psychics and mediums. And I think that's just kind of how to make sure that when you present the evidence that you have the skeptics in mind, and the concrete evidence people in mind. But just for the overall experience, I think it's wonderful because you've got these people on your team that have probably never investigated with psychics or mediums, and just hearing their perspective and watching them use their gifts, I think adds a whole new element and layer to investigating. And that's today's hot topic to start the week. Have you ever used a psychic or medium? Have you ever had them join during an investigation, and would you ever consider using one? I know there are a lot of people that are very grounded in their evidence that don't typically want to use them, but I could say from a lot of experiences that you definitely should at least try it, because all the people on your team are really going to love it, and it's something you should definitely consider. Let us know in the comments what you think.